So a year later, and I'm back for another video blog. And the reason for that is because some things have been repeating for me lately. And every time that happens, I know it's something that I need to talk about or write about. And since the two topics that I want to talk about are the two things that I have video blogged about before, I thought I'd video blog about it again. And it sparked a couple of weeks ago when I had lunch with a friend, and we were talking about shame and personality traits or insecurities that we have that we don't talk about because of shame. And then last week I was getting my hair done, and I was talking to my friend about some other things, physical attributes with women, and things that occur with us that we tend to be ashamed of and again don't talk about. And then earlier this week, John Legend's video came out about basically beauty, and now Colby Kelly's video came out about beauty. So that's what I want to talk about, and it's not really beauty per se that I want to talk about. I posted a video blog last year about being your own kind of beautiful and all that, and I wanted to create a movement in telling other people that they're beautiful. But it's something bigger, and it's not just about outer beauty, but things that we go through as humans, women and men, insecurities, anxiety, depression, crazy that we all have. I mean, come on, really. Jealousy, and then physical attributes, again, men and women, weight, body image, makeup, beauty products, everything that it takes for us to, quote, be beautiful, and the multi-billion-dollar industry that the beauty industry is. So what it all comes down to for me is there's a shame around it. There's a shame around, I've had a really rough couple of weeks, and my insecurities have been like through the roof, and it's uncomfortable for me. And I've been in a place of vulnerability that, again, completely uncomfortable for me because I don't do vulnerability, or I haven't done vulnerability, and I've chosen to, and it sucks. And yet we need to do that. And I think it's something bigger than ourselves. I've studied on vulnerability, and anybody who has ever read anything that I've written or a video knows that I'm a huge fan of Brene Brown and vulnerability, because that's something that's always been a huge challenge for me personally, because it brings insecurity, in my opinion. But what I find in talking to people, and people of all walks of life, and who are gorgeous, and who have money, whatever it is that we think makes us perfect or happy. And it's amazing to me how we are all fighting the same battles. We are all having those moments of crazy, and we have those moments of insecurity and jealousy, and I'm not good enough, or I have my weight is off, or I'm too thin, I'm too fat, have a muffin top, I have stretch marks, and I'm doing this video in a do-rag and braids and no makeup for a reason, because this is who I am. And I walk around the house on Sundays in a do-rag and braids, and I don't care, because it's who I am. Yet, will I walk out of the house this way? Very rarely, because we have this whole thing about we need to look a certain way. And, even my mom was the most beautiful woman inside and out that I'll, of course, ever meet, because she was my mother. But you never walk out of the house without lipstick, ever. And that's something that was instilled in her, and she was beautiful no matter what. She didn't go take her makeup off until she went to bed. She would never let people see her that way. But everyone saw her beauty. It emanated from her regardless of what she looked like. And I feel like if we can embrace who we are, and more importantly, share who we are, and again, it goes back, last year I posted the challenge of telling people they were beautiful. When we start talking about things that we're experiencing with other people and sharing our vulnerabilities, we've realized that we're not alone. And again, I had lunch with a couple of weeks ago with a friend who hasn't always been a friend. Like, we hated each other for a long time, and we grew up and we had lunch and we've been sharing a lot with each other. And I think she is just stunning. And we talked openly about personality things that we have and insecurities that we have and crazies that we have. And for all those years that we thought we were so different, we are just a lot alike. And in talking with my hairdresser, and not only some similarities that she and I have with physical things, you know, she was telling me about other people who she has experienced that have talked to her about the same concerns. Chances are the things that we're experiencing, we're not experiencing alone. Like that, I always talk about we're connected and we are one, and I'm huge on that. I've always believed that. I've always believed that as a human race, we're all connected. But we've become so accustomed to hiding who we are and hiding what we believe to be weaknesses. And not only is that so not serving us as individuals, it's not serving the people that we're surrounding ourselves with. Because once we can begin to share with each other that we're all the same, we all experience these things, it won't be the shame involved, because we are all a little crazy. Yet we're so ashamed to say, I have anxiety issues, or, you know what, I spent the weekend locked in my bedroom because I couldn't bear to get out of bed. We're not the only ones who experience that. Everybody experiences that at some level, at some point in their lives. And if we can realize that and we can talk about it, maybe that shame around it can dissipate a little bit. Like, that's just huge to me. And now with all of these, you know, famous people coming out and taking off their makeup and not wanting to be photoshopped, or, you know, being photoshopped and then posting their real picture, we're all human and not one of us is perfect. You can be a size 2 or a size 32 and there's going to still be flaws in someone's eyes. That's their issue. That's not ours. And I've said it before and I say it again, be your own kind of beautiful. And that's not just a physical thing. That is, be who you are. And I can say that, and I mean, that's a teaching thing for me. You have to teach things to master them. And I can post quotes all day long, and most of the time I'm posting them to just boost myself and try and practice what I preach a little bit. We all have our days. My point is that vulnerability that is so freaking hard and that opens us up to get hurt. And I will tell you again, from experience this past couple of weeks in a place that I have never been with vulnerability, and I've enjoyed it and I've hated it at the same time, and it has caused me to be hurt and it's caused me to feel joy. And I've been saying for years, since my mom has died, I turned numb, and without feeling pain, you can't feel joy. And I've experienced a whole lot of it the past couple weeks, and I wouldn't give it back. And in that, I have been able to experience other people who have felt the way I felt. So my challenge is to be a little vulnerable and to share with someone. You don't have to share your deepest, darkest secrets, and you don't have to share specifics to experiences that you're going through with people that you don't know. But take a minute to look at someone or to talk to someone and get their story, because I can guarantee you that somewhere in their story is your story. And with all of this stuff coming out in the media about body image, share it. Share it, because again, we all have experienced it in some form or another. And if we can band together and experience it together, that shame around it can disappear a little bit. And sorry, my dog's barking. So that's the end of the video and I'm not reshooting. So with that, be your own kind of beautiful, and tell somebody they're beautiful and tell somebody they're amazing. When we're so easy to judge and we're so easy to criticize, and it doesn't take much to tell someone that you think they're great. So I think you're great.